Okay, guys, I'm back again. We're going to go through what I wrote down a couple days ago and did not get to as far as a newscast to do with the fiat currency, oil dollar, and global dominance of U.S. currency, Bitcoin, China, and Russia, and what's happening there. So, the Russian end of it, Russia's basically transitioning out of the U.S. dollar. They're going more towards the euro. They're dropping down 50%, selling off their bonds, causing they're taking a chunk out of the U.S.'s global dominance with the oil currency. And believe me, when that happens, you don't want to be a part of it. This is once the U.S. loses SWIFT, and SWIFT's no longer being used. Russia's already stepping away. They're going to get the Nord Stream 2 pipeline right up into Europe. They're going to be selling gas. They're going to bypass Ukraine. This is causing a massive problem with the global hedge fund or the global kleptocracy that's been in charge now for many years, and these people are not going to stop. These are billionaires. These are people that are looking at their bottom line, sucking debt dollars and having, all these debt plans and all these budgets that we're just writing out and just all debt. Just why American people are really suffering. These people have been just they're worried about the world losing its dependence on the oil fiat dollar, and we're right there. I mean, we are right there. This is coming quick. China's coming at us full force. Blockchain technology is coming at us full force. Bitcoin's coming at us full force. Gold is coming at us. This is going to all take away from the U.S. dollar. And, just remember all transactions through the U.S. With the U.S. dollar goes through SWIFT. That's the easiest way to transfer U.S. dollars, goods across the planet, and that system goes through the New York Stock Exchange, I believe. That's where all those transactions are funneled into. And when we lose that, the debt comes home to roost. So the U.S., 2 weeks ago, the IMF said, report that the global share of U.S. dollars dominated the exchange reserves dropped to 59%. So if you ever want to know what's going on in the world and why there's so much, Russia this and China that and all this posturing that's going on, you really don't have to look very far when you look at the oil dollar and what's happening to the U.S. dominant currency. It's not good. China's saying the U.S. with this new reset and the $2.3 trillion, not to mention the HEROES Act and the American Rescue Plan, has really put the dollar in peril. So they're kind of hedging themselves up. And China was at first against blockchain technology. They were fighting it constantly. I mean, this is a brand new currency on the global scale that's going to take away the old oligarchs' way that they kind of advanced to a SWIFT system. It's blockchain technology is apparently going to just blow the SWIFT system right out of the water. And that eliminates the need for U.S. dollars. Nobody gets that. I mean, people here in America, we're not looking at the bigger picture. The bigger picture is, if the oil dollar falls and no longer becomes the reserve currency where all the transactions or most of the transactions across the planet is being used in U.S. dollars, that's where when we got pulled off the gold system, we were backed by gold, and Nixon pulled us off and developed this fiat printing over the oil currency that we were able to use because of oil, and that's where people traded to get oil. This has grown into a global dominance in all goods and trades. So this is big news. This is really big news, and people don't really get it. A lot of people have a hard time grasping the fact that this new reset, environmental reset, save the planet, what this could actually do to us. Not to mention what the COVID did to us and the out of control spending that has gone on for years, just at the expense of the future of Americans. It's going to come full circle, and blockchain and China and Russia are taking their fair chunk, and they're not going to stop. Blockchain is not going to go away. The U.S. needs to be figuring out a way to back their blockchain currencies, because SWIFT goes through the New York Stock Exchange, and that's where that all goes, apparently, if I remember right. And the U.S. gets to just print off money. They get to just go in and Federal Reserve just poof. We just signed this bill for $2.5 trillion, and let's get that over to the Reserve. The Reserve prints off blong, bunch of fake money. Well, this ain't going to happen much longer. This is coming. This is coming. So China is opening up gold now. They're taking in a ton of gold. Ton of gold. They're worried the U.S. is going to the dollar is just going to deflate. It's going to go right in the ground. They're really, really concerned about this. You got to remember, we buy their goods. They make it for cheap. We buy their goods with this oil dollar, this fiat currency that isn't backed by anything other than consumers, and the dominance oil of the dollar being the reserve currency. But now the junk from China is going up. It's not the little stuff we got from China for cheap labor over there. Save the planet, save the world. Why they're spewing out all this junk into the air, because we just pushed all that manufacturing over to China, which still comes in on the trade winds, by the way, which isn't helping anything because it's just like moving, the environmental holocaust to another country that eats up all of our plastic returns, and they ship it over to China and they go, where's it all going? Well, I just pile it up in the middle of China. They're like, oh yeah, it's recycle. I got to recycle, save the planet. Look at the oceans. Oh yeah, save the planet. Where's it all going? I mean, it's just, I understand, but China's just not who we think they really are. They just don't really care. They get our money. We buy their stuff. It's the way it is. But the oil dollar is dropping. It's just not going to be worth as much. So China's taking in a ton of gold. I can't remember how many tons it is. Just a huge amount of gold. Huge amount of gold. They're okay in that. And the funny thing is, they're gonna build their own currency, their own blockchain technology. Their Bitcoin, they're gonna back it with gold. It's basically gonna have this mass amount of gold China's taken in, while we buy their garbage, while there's a huge trade trade balances are gone, basically just non-existence in a lot of ways, because China's just shipping everything to us, and we're just buying it up left and right. And they're gonna have gold. So, yeah, when they announce their own coin and all that was backed by gold, I mean, guys, this is getting ugly. This is getting really ugly. 150 tons by May that China's taken in. Gold mined out of the ground is less detrimental to the environment than Bitcoin being mined with all that mass amounts of electricity, because that electricity has to be made somewhere. We don't have just fans that are just those big, turbines that are running. You got the big windmill stuff going on, and we're not producing enough to cover this. Some of these Bitcoin mining operations take as much as a small country, but they're backing it with gold. It's always been the reserve currency of the world throughout history. It's been value. It always will be value. It's never going to change. It's like silver's expected to take a huge jump too, by the way. They expect it. So they were talking about the reset. Yeah, China's hoarding Bitcoin. Yeah, this is why people are rapping and banging up and down the roads, and we're listening to rap. China's just like, okay, you guys hide in your basement a little bit longer, because we're just gonna start hoarding gold. And then when the cards fall and you lose that 9%, the SWIFT system, basically, they're gonna kick Russia off. They're already mad at Russia right now. They're things they're going to do to Russia is kick them off the SWIFT system. Blockchain technology is going to eliminate all that. It's not going to go through New York. It's not going to. It's free and open. Its main goal was to eliminate fiat currencies and the global banks, and it's pretty much done it. It's just the future is here. The future is here. That's what everybody's been wanting, is Bitcoin. It's a great thing to do. Everybody's got some kind of Bitcoin. I have some Bitcoin, but it ain't worth nothing. I didn't buy Bitcoin itself. I bought an altcoin like an idiot. It wasn't that Dogecoin. By the way, that guy that developed that dog coin, he sold all of his coin. It was a joke. He developed this. He sold all of his coin for a used car, and he's broke. We don't even know who the developer of Bitcoin is. Their actual Bitcoin. We have no idea. He just disappeared, developed, and left off the planet Earth. I really don't think that actually came out of just some guy that came out of nowhere. I think this was an attack on the oil reserve currency, the global dominance of the dollar being the reserve currency. And that was probably the initial reason for the development of Bitcoin. It may not have just been some man. We don't know. But my speculation is it was an attack to take out the U.S. dollar and U.S. global dominance. So that's my take on that. So just give you an idea, Gold is king. Oh, by the way, there's a guy that's got so many $billion in reserve gold mining rights to a place, and he's testing, and he developed his own gold coin, and he's gonna back it with the billions in the ground that hasn't been mined. That should be everybody's first sign. That should be everybody's first sign. And everybody say gold drops and goes, blah 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 blah. Oh yeah, the U.S. dollar is doing better. Now that it's not gonna matter if the U.S. loses dominance, in my opinion. I mean, the U.S. could be like, oh, we're fine. Hey, we don't need SWIFT, and you don't need to use the dollars anymore. We got better ideas than all of you. We're just gonna go. We're gonna go a full electric and eliminate fossil fuels and not have to worry about the fact the dollar's dropping and we don't want to mine or pump our own oil or refine our own oil. So we're just gonna go electric and bypass the oil currency altogether. Yeah, you can have it. We're good. We're good. Yeah. So that may be the plan. Maybe the plan. But just keep that in mind. Russia is hoarding gold. China is hoarding gold. Gold is, and as long as they keep it cheap, that's where you wonder why gold isn't going through the roof. Bitcoin's at $26,000. I don't even know what. Let's see what Bitcoin is. Let's just see what it is today. Okay, Bitcoin, which is no one even knows where it came from. Whoever developed it. Let's see, Bitcoin price today. Let's check this out. Okay, I'm thinking it's going to be, $57,967 for a fictitious coin that exists on a blockchain that doesn't even exist. $57,967. Just to give you an idea. Yeah. That rhodium that makes electric cars is probably going to try to pull us out of this whole oil dollar issue that we're having. That's I think it's like $20,000 an ounce or something like that for rhodium, just for rhodium, rare earth mineral. Yeah. So Bitcoin is going through the roof. This is what's happening. This is the future. None of us can pull out a Bitcoin now for 57 that I know could buy a $57,000 Bitcoin, and I wouldn't suggest doing it anyway because there's other blockchain technologies going through other countries. I mean, we never know what the next Bitcoin's going to be, but they said Bitcoin's going to be worth $100,000, and they were right as far as this is showing, but only time will tell. But that's what I'm just saying to people. What I have researched, that this is the future, is the loss of the oil currency. Now, we could get into this long story. I get into thermonuclear war. Let's see, Dogecoin today, and what would bring about the U.S. contingents to it. Previous close, 33 cents. So, I mean, some people made a lot of money off this. It's all about how many they put out. 36 cents. Okay, well, hey, that's my update for that. Now, this is my second newscast tonight, and I did write all this down a couple days ago. It's probably flawed a little bit. There's probably more work that I have to do on it. Watching Max Kaiser Report, R2 Television. I know you guys hate Russia Today, but believe me, a lot of times Russia Today is actually more honest than MSM, mainstream media. So, coming to you from the Free Press, Free America, here at the studios of 45 News Utah studio. It's my little studio. This is Rick, and thanks for watching, guys. Please like and share. And remember, I am an actor for legal purposes. This is for entertainment. I don't want to get a $1 million lawsuit for trying to bring the news to you guys. So I just laugh and say I'm just an actor like Alex Jones. You guys have a great day. Don't know what that is on the back of that. And I will talk to you ASAP. Thanks for watching.